Jada's House by Stephanie Spence. Creaky, stumpy, bumpy, Jada's house was old, old, old. Grandpa built it with a lot of love and boatloads of boards. Rain made the pink shutters bump, bump like a drum. The garden overflowed with ginger and okra. Newer houses were plain and tame. Jada's house was not at all. From the porthole window, Jada could see the whole world. She waved to the seagulls, she shouted to the morning boats, and she humphed and looked away whenever her neighbor Javier passed by their tangled garden. Javier lived like a prince in the palace next door, with its lacy white curtains and a pool big enough for a giant. He seemed to have nothing to do but sip lemonade and watch Jada pluck weeds and water the plants. What a soggy sock! A funky fish head! Jada ignored him as best as she could. "What's so great about a new house anyway?" Jada asked, placing Grant's teacups to catch little leaks in the roof. "Everybody likes different things, and that's okay," Dada said. "Just like you and I love tea time with the house." Plink, 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 went the house. One windy day, as Jada watched from the porthole window, the roar of the sea grew louder and louder. The seagulls didn't fly by. The morning boats went out, but rushed back in just as quickly. "Javier's mom is worried the pool might flood," said Mama. "I invited them over until the storm lets up." "No, not Javier," Jada complained to the hallway portraits. Jada secretly hoped that he would be eaten up by the hedges or the cracks in the porch. But then came a knock at the door. Jada's parents welcomed Javier's family warmly, and so did the house with an extra large creak. So, up the stairs they went. Raindrops plinked into the teacups, the shutters bumped like a drum, and the baby sang along. Jada waited for Javier to say something, but he just buried his nose in the pages of his book. "Why do you always have that with you?" Jada asked at last. "No one in the neighborhood really talks to me," said Javier shyly, "so I like to draw instead." Javier opened it so Jada could see. It was old, and the covers creaked. Jada gasped. Inside were drawings, pictures of her garden, the seagulls, and Jada at the porthole window, captain of it all. The looks from beyond the fence, perhaps they hadn't been mean. All this time, Jada had never actually spoken to Javier. "I'm sorry," Jada said. "For what?" asked Javier, looking down. Jada almost said, "For calling you a funky fish head," but stopped. I didn't offer you any tea. Would you like some?" Jada asked. Javier smiled. When the rain stopped at last, the new friends looked at the storm-tossed yards. The fences had fallen. Both houses looked a little older, both gardens a little messier. "Looks like we've got some work to do," Jada said. "Think you can put that paintbrush to work?" "You bet," Javier responded. Jada got her toolbox, Javier got his paint. Together, they began to work.